Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. Welcome to the Lion's Gate 8-8 Gateway Activation reading. So we're using Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation, and you have two that came out. One of them is the angelic frequency. This is a reminder that you are being guided and supported throughout your life, through all your lifetimes, by your guardian angel. Angels are here. You are safe. You are protected. And there is also this potent connections, this connection to a lot of things going on. There's something about this phase right before the North Node moves into your sign over the course of the next year and a half, where there's a lot of and you have Saturn in your sign right now. There's a lot of alignment going on. And so you have here the Emerald Tablet activation. And this one I want to get a little more into the details of. The angels are reminding me to remind you that they stand by the ready, but unless you ask for their help and their guidance, they can't show up for you. And so it becomes very important to connect in on the daily with your guardian angel. Good morning, guardian angel. Good night, guardian angel. And communicate throughout the day. And notice when you see signs and synchronicities that your angels are there. Look for feathers or whatever, maybe for you it's a penny, whatever it is that is your indication that the angels are there. So the Emerald Tablet says the cosmic ordering, the divine alchemy, and the conscious manifesting. This is what's going on right now. Saturn in your sign is trying to help you to create structure around your dreams that are being awakened and all the deep motivations you're receiving from Neptune in your sign, Neptune being your planetary ruler. And so the Emerald Tablets is one of the most celebrated of the Hermetic text, a series of sacred Egyptian Greek texts from the 2nd century or earlier. They form the basis of the Hermeticism, a spiritual tradition that brings together science and spirituality. That is Pisces. Spirituality, and actually Pisces across the zodiac from you is Virgo, which is science. And so science and spirituality, right? This is bringing this all together. Most of the texts are a series of dialogues between a teacher and a student and are based on the concept of alchemy, the art of turning lead into gold, or something that is leaden and heavy into a golden opportunity. Leaden and heavy. The metal, the metal that is the energy of Saturn is lead, and the golden opportunity of Neptune in your sign. I love this so much. The Emerald Tablet is said to have been carved on bright green stone that was transported to Egypt around the fall of Atlantis. And what is March's energy, that emerald green energy? Oh my gosh. Transported to Egypt around the fall of Atlantis and stored in the halls of Amenity. The halls of Amenity are said to be in the bottom of the Great Pyramid at Giza. The Lion's Gate is this energy that opens up when the sun aligns with its solar twin, Sirius, the star of Sirius, and the placement of the Great Pyramid in Giza. Actually, during this time, it is in alignment with both of these energies. And so, here we are. So, the first 14 of the passages appeared in a book that was written between the 6th and the 8th centuries by Hermes. And this is the energy of Thoth, and Thoth actually, when he left Egypt, when he left Atlantis, went to Egypt, and so that's why the halls of Amenity are there. It says here, when the Emerald Tablet activation appears, you're being called to remember the gifts that you're carrying from previous lifetimes, even if you don't always understand how to express them. There is a part of you that knows you hold great power within. This is a special time for you to use that power to bring into manifestation all you need for your life to unfold in a way This is in alignment with your best interest, and all that unfolded so far has been given the opportunity to learn and to grow, even the unsettling moments, right? We learn a lot from the difficulties in life, we really do. But you are a master alchemist with the capacity to take all that was once challenging and use it to create positive opportunities for yourself. As above, so below. So all your thoughts you send up to source, using your angel if you want, will contribute to your evolution on Earth. You guys, this is a really big energy that you're sitting in. Great opportunity. So I've managed to get myself sick again. I'm really sorry about that. My energy is such that I'm going to have to pull all the cards before I get into the reading. You have a lot of things going on in your mind right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my God, really? So awesome. All right. So overall energy, they actually want you to have two. Overall energy here is the energy of being flexible, mutable sign that you are, knowing that not everything is as it was, right? The flexibility is necessary. And the energy of the observer. And the energy of the observer says things are not happening to me, they're happening around me and for me, right? And so even when when they don't seem like they're for you, a lot of times it's clearing energy out. There is an opportunity here for you to get out of that never-ending story that is stuck in you, the one where you think you're not good enough. Why does this always happen to me? Seems like no matter what happens, I always end up back at this place. Pisces, I know I have a Pisces moon, and it's really hard because when you are a water sign, your emotions dictate your energy stronger than all the other signs. Okay, emotions dictate everybody else's, but you are aware of, and you take in the energy not only of your emotions, but the emotions around you, and they can create this tsunami of emotional energy that can be very devastating, right? And this is an opportunity to change your story. The things that have hurt you, the things that have happened, when you keep speaking them, when you keep telling people the story, when you keep telling yourself the story, you keep the story alive. Can you let that story go so that you can write a new one? And you're being invited into doing this. And so I can see that before I even get to these cards in these various things. First off, on your head, in your mind, you have between worlds. How do I get out of this gray into the blue? You have truth be told, a message in a bottle. Okay, so information, stories, but emotional, right? And the truth be told. The truth be told is you can move. You can move into this better energy by getting out of this never-ending story where you sit here and you ruminate in the heart over all the hurts and the pains. The energy of clean it up is the challenge. It's letting the stuff go. It's getting out of the cobwebs of all of this other stuff. Letting all the other stuff just go. And using your imagination. Visualizing. Seeing the life you want. Seeing your way into the blue skies and the happiness. Choosing to move in that direction. The key to the situation is your imagination. Neptune in your sign. You don't have any more help than that. That is the most imagination, and you can imagine anything. You can imagine the very best things, or you can imagine the worst. So your imagination is creating your reality. It does for everybody, but when you're a Pisces and Neptune is honing your sign, it's even more potent. Neptune, Neptune in Pisces is around the energy of a virus. So let's look at it like a virus in a computer operating system. And you are the computer. And when you download a negative thought into your operating system, it is easy because it travels along emotional energy, which you have a lot of. That's the energy that flows through your operating system is your emotions. And when you download negative energy into it, it can totally flood the system and it can create a breakdown, right? And you may notice it's just it doesn't even have to be over your whole life. Let's just take a moment in a day, right? So you're tooling along and you're driving and everything is fine, and some guy cuts you off, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what an idiot, right? And you can then take a deep breath and let it go, or you can go on and on. What the heck? Why are they on the road? Don't they know? And you start feeling that energy build up, right? And so now it's spreading through your operating system. And before you know it, you are just so ticked off, right? Somebody says to you, you feel okay? You don't look so great today. You thought you were fine. You were having a good day. They say that and you're like, oh, I don't look good today. Maybe I'm getting sick. And the thought spreads through your system like a virus. And by the end of the day, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I don't feel good. Right? I mean, it happens. It happens to all of us. In Pisces, you can spread it faster than everyone else. And I know that because I have that Pisces moon, right? And so there is something about the visualization you have for your day. So, sometimes we're actually sick. Like I'm actually sick right now, but I get up in the morning and I go, I have enough energy to do what I have to do today. So I'm here, right? And I have to organize my life around my energetic flow and time things out, but I can do that. And here you have the TikTok in the area of resources. How are you managing your time? How are you managing your time right now? And so there is some opportunity for this deep knowledge and information to come through. Are you creating space for this information to come in so that you can visualize and imagine the future that you want to live in? Can you change your story? Energy is what feels depleted right now. We have yang in the energy of depletion. That means, are you effectively using your energy to do the things that you need to do? And anchor into, what do I have to do today? Really staying present in what needs to be done today that sets me up for the future. So that I can be open to receiving this information with enough energy to sit and listen, because here we have the card of breathe in the heart space and some meditation to allow yourself to really access this information and this guidance that is coming through. Could be in your dream time, could be in your daydream time. It could be in your journaling time. It could be in your meditation time. It could be when you're walking. You know, are you creating space to just receive? To receive the information that is trying to come through. And so when you get up in the morning, talk to the angels. So yeah, you have your guardian angel, but you know that there's also an angel of organization? Good morning, angel of organization. I have a lot on my to-do list today. Help me to accomplish all the things I need to do in the most efficient way possible so that I have time at the end of the day to sit and receive. You have the card of chop wood to anchor into. You got to take care of the daily stuff. The best way to show self-love and self-care is to do the stuff you need to do today so that you don't feel so stressed, because it's very easy to get into the stress energy, right? When you're a water sign, it's super easy. And I have a lot of water. It's super easy for me to get into the stress energy. And so how do you get out of it? You breathe your way through it and release it. You don't let it get trapped in the operating system. Something is falling away. And it feels like the story needs to go. Something is falling away. I mean, it could be a job, could be a place that you live, it could be a relationship, but it almost feels more like it's around a self-identification. So it's not the job, but it's how you identified yourself when you had that job. It's not where you live, it's how you identified because of where you lived. It's not that relationship, it's because of how you identified yourself as that relationship. So, you may have been in a long-term relationship for a long time, and so you felt like you were part of a couple, but now all of a sudden you're single. There's something around your identity that's falling away, because we have grief work and religion and spirituality. And so whatever it is that's falling away, it's something that makes you question. I thought I had my crap together. I thought things were going just fine. And then this happened, and now I'm here again, and I always seem like I'm here again. And that is because you never really cleaned out the story, that you weren't good enough, that you weren't worthy, that you weren't capable, that you weren't deserving. And that's why your imagination is the energy to anchor into. It's visualizing the new story. And honestly, writing it down, literally writing it down or telling it to yourself. In the morning when you get in the mirror and something's on your mind and you start talking to yourself about it, don't tell me you don't know what I'm talking about. When you do that, how about in the morning you have that conversation with yourself? It's about how great your life is in all of its technicolor detail, even though outside of that bathroom door, that's not the world that you think is out there. It's the world that could be out there. And so it is really this imagination energy, very much like, can you create your own magic kingdom by the story you tell yourself? I think it was your sign a few weeks ago that said you're in the parking lot of the magic kingdom. You just can't see it yet. Can you imagine it? Because I feel like something's derailed you and you think, oh my God, I'm not actually in that parking lot. I'm stuck over here in the parking lot of the factory, and I got to go back to work or whatever. How do you transform your situation? You come to the edge. You take a risk. But this isn't that risky because you're actually just betting on yourself. You're betting on yourself. And your imagination will take you where you need to go. That being said, you can't just imagine it. You can't just visualize it. You actually have to get up every day and do the work. Chop wood. Chopping wood is about putting in the physical. So winter is coming, and the only way you heat your house is with wood. And if you don't, in the summer, go and start chopping and splitting and stacking up the wood, come winter, you can't find the wood. It's really cold. You don't have enough. It's not dried out enough. It's not good. You won't survive. So it's planning for the future by doing the work now. And you're doing the work on this imagination that you have, this vision, this goal. And all the resources that you need are coming online right now. This TikTok in the area of resources, managing your time, but also understanding there's a divine timing aspect to how things are falling into place. You have the gentle gardener. The gentle gardener says, do the work, but do it with joy and do it with happiness. Imagination says, visualize what it is. If you notice how much this looks like that, how much this, stepping into this looks like that, the truth is when you open up your heart to your imagination and you're willing to put in the daily work, you are going to manifest and create whatever you want. And so whatever you think you've lost or whatever has happened in the past or the way things haven't worked out or where things have been limited, there's a need to clear out that energy of self-limitation. There is no limits on you except the ones that you place. Nothing is going to stop you but you. And manage your time so that you fit in time to connect in with spirit so that you receive these downloads, this access to this information. Honestly, you can get a book on the Emerald Tablets. Who wrote it? Hold on a second. I'm going to put you on pause. I have a book. I have a couple of them, but I have one that I really like. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, very inexpensive, not that big, right? It's written so that it has the emerald tablets here, and on this side, there is, in places, the author that put this together has, well, there we go, has explained what it says in the fancy language on the other side, okay? If this is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, translated and interpreted by Doreal, Doreal. I got it on Amazon for like $13. I can't remember, something like that. It was not that expensive. Go ahead and pick this up since you got this card. And see what you get out of it. There's a lot in here. Obviously, I spend a lot of time in mine. There's something really important that you will glean from that. So this breathing, maybe at the end of the night, you just take a few moments and you read a couple passages, and then as you sleep, your subconscious works on it and you get the downloads from it. That's how I generally do my stuff. So you change your life when you change the attitude that you have about things here. That when you recognize your own power to manifest and create for yourself, and when you show up for yourself, and so when you become the observer, when you're like, oh, isn't that interesting, instead of, oh my God, that's devastating to my life, isn't that interesting? Wow, that guy just cut me off. Isn't that interesting? I wonder what's going on with him. Like, you have the card of starting fresh. You have an opportunity here to tell yourself a new story about your own success, your own capabilities, your own magnificence. And if you can start now to clean up this energy right here. Religion and spirituality are not the same things. Religion taught us we were not worthy. Spirituality says that's just a story. You've always been worthy. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to grovel. You don't have to make yourself, you don't have to, the karma has been cleared. Last summer, so much ancestral stuff got cleared the heck out of everybody's lineage. Can you recognize that? We're in new energy. And we're moving quickly toward that new cycle of the Aquarius energy. By 2032, we're in it. Which means it'll be very chaotic, right? Very chaotic. It's like, ever worked for a company where there's been a management turnover, they sold the company or something like that, and you know how much chaos there is at first, where everybody's wondering what their new job description is and how to get along with the new owners or the new boss or the new manager or whatever, and all that chaos. That's kind of what we're in right now, is in the transition, and that transition is going to last for a while. It's not going to magically end in 2032, but that's kind of like right now we're in the transition phase, and then in 2032, then it is a new company, right, with a new logo, and where do you want to be, and how do you want to show up for that relationship with this new energy that we're moving into, is really the question right now for everybody, not just you, but for everybody, right? And so, so now we're having this opportunity, but you get the North Node coming into your sign in a year and a half, really helping you to align. And so right now, if you can clear out your desk, clean up those files, finish up the stuff that you need to do, anything you've got going on in your life that's been kind of sitting there, like, you know, that storage room that you got to go through, or those things, whatever projects you've been putting off in your life, whatever they are. I mean, it could be creating a budget for yourself. It could be, you know, actually just, I don't know, well, I've been meaning to do this, but I haven't. Do it now. Do the work now. Get your stuff cleaned up and sorted out. And during this transition, in a very real way, we are going to notice a lot of things changing. We're going to notice companies just shutting down and going away. We are going to notice a lot of people exiting the planet. That's already started, right? I mean, you know, that virus didn't come out of nowhere for nothing. And so there's going to be people who signed up for this time to help get us this far, but they weren't planning to stick around for the transition, because going through a transition of a new company taking over is not always an easy thing, right? But if you have your imagination and you can visualize what's going forward, and if you start creating space for it to grow and doing the work now and observing, oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, that's happening. Okay. And cleaning up the old stories and understanding they don't have any place in the new organization that is coming. That's old energy. It's going to be something new. Can you imagine a better future? You have starting fresh. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. You are between worlds right now. This is where you're sitting right here in this space in between. We're moving out of the old energy into the new energy. You get to choose what this looks like in so many ways. In so many ways. We can't do everything, but we can do some. And whatever it is you're doing, the gentle gardener says, tend to the details. Water, weed, enjoy, you know. When I had a garden, I grew green beans. I don't like cooked green beans. I have absolutely no interest in a cooked green bean. I actually don't like them if they've been sitting around for 2 or 3 days. Like that, they don't. But sugar snap peas, snow peas, and green beans. I would grow those so that when I was in the garden, I could snack while I was weeding, while I was watering, while I was out there playing around. So I was enjoying being out there. When I would grow my flowers, I would take the time to like really enjoy them, the different stages as they're just getting ready to bud, as they're blooming, and then as they're fading. And I would wait, to let them go to seed if I wanted to, or to cut them off so that I could propagate new growth. And the gentle gardener pays attention to the details, but enjoys and appreciates all the stages along the way. And this fresh new start actually has all 4 seasons on it, and it has the sun and the moon, and the yin and the yang, and about the balance of the cyclical nature of things. The TikTok says there's a balance and a cyclical nature to things. And so the timing is right. So observe what is happening. Be flexible. Be willing to adapt. Be willing to open yourself up to understanding through using this Emerald Tablets energy, and then get up every day and do what you can today to prepare for tomorrow. But the most important thing is a new story that you imagine for yourself. All right, Pisces, you guys take really good care. I'm on Facebook every day. Really get into the astrology over there. Working with Venus as she transits through Leo right now. And so she's there during this gateway, which is kind of fun. And I do personal readings, and I do keep them affordable for a reason. Because when I was going through my awakening process, I would have really appreciated being able to afford a reading. But at the same time, I have to make them expensive enough that you value. Like it's important to you. So that was a fine line. Check it out. See what you think. The information for that is you can either hit me up, send me an email, and also in my Facebook group there's a post about how much they are and what they are. All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon.